of our favorite people. Did you know that 29% of all spouses cheat on their better half when it comes to finances? And women are more likely to do it than men. That's according to a recent poll by CNN. To talk more about this and the consequences, we are joined by Chris Markowski, the Watchdog on Wall Street. Great to have you here again.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You're not going to get me in trouble with my wife with this segment, are you?
We'll try.
Okay.
No, I'm only kidding. Okay, it's not just women, but men do it too. But why do people think it necessary to keep purchases a secret from the other?
I think it's the same reason why anybody else would do something when it keeps it. They probably feel a little bit guilty about what they bought, or where they probably bought something they weren't supposed to. Probably wanted to hide something.
Of course, I would never do that sort of thing. Anyway, we've heard that disagreement over money. In fact, it's been proven that money causes more divorces. The disagreement over how to use it, how to save it, spend it, whatever. I mean, it can lead to divorce if you're not in agreement. There's
no doubt about that. And I honestly believe that's probably one of the main reasons why. And I think it's important that couples actually go over this before they even go married, and how, it's not good to be pairing somebody that is very, very frugal and someone that, spends like crazy and doesn't pay any attention to where it's coming from. Very important thing.
Do you think it's a good idea to have financial counseling before marriage?
Well, if someone actually needs the financial counseling, I mean, I think that all cards need to be out on the table. But when you're getting married, you got to say, you know what? If I've got $30,000 in credit card debt, you might want to let your future spouse know about that.
You might. Can you imagine being married and go, oh, by the way, honey, here's a $20,000 credit card bill?
It happens. It really does.
That's not a good way to start.
No.
All right. Well, let's say both people work. What is your opinion on keeping separate accounts, separate banking accounts, as if before they were married?
That's something that's difficult for me to comment on, because I don't really comprehend it or understand that. Marriage it's not only something. It's a contract with the government. Also, it gets a religion involved, but also it's a bit of a business deal as well. I mean, going back, remember, marriages used to be arranged. It's a bit of a business deal. I can't see how one could be working on one page and another one working on another page. Doesn't make much sense to me.
I remember one night we had some friends over and they had been newly married, and she comes in and she tells him, oh, by the way, you owe me $10 for your dry cleaning. And my husband and I just kind of look at each other like, what are they talking about?
How'd that marriage work out?
They divorced.
Well, there you go.
In fact, within 2 years, they had been divorced. Let's talk about strategies for a healthy marriage, healthy financial situation.
Well, I just think it's important that everybody has their cards out on the table. I think it's also important that, in certain families like my own, my wife does not work outside the house.
But she works.
She most certainly works. Raising kids is it's hard work. I mean, I see what she does. I can take a look at the mileage in the car, all the running around that she has to do, taking care of the house, dinners. That's invaluable, and that's what I'm talking about. That's part of the family business, the family unit, and that needs to have some value placed with that as well. It's just important that everybody's honest with one another, and you do budget, and you'd say, okay, this is how much we can spend. Times are a little bit tougher now. You know what? Maybe we got to cut back here and there. Do some things a little bit differently.
Be in agreement.
Yes.
Be on the same page.
Exactly.
You mentioned something interesting. Whenever I hear someone say, oh, she doesn't work. Yes, she's a mom. She takes care of the house, and she watches after the kids and drives them around like she's a taxi service.
Yeah.
That is work.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There's a lot that's involved, but that's part of, that's invaluable. I mean, raising the children, that's an important job. You're educating the kids. Very important.
And keeping a home. If you had to go out and pay for that, you probably couldn't afford it, could you?
And you're not going to get this, and that's not going to be done as well either. So.
That's true. That's so true. Thank you, Chris Markowski.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Our watchdog.
Yes.
Now